Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about how you can make $1,000 in 10 minutes. This is something I didn't think I would get into for quite a while. I was planning on getting into this topic down the road, but things have accelerated a little bit. So on my screen here, you can see a company known as Roblox Corporation. And some of you that follow the market very close may recall that on Tuesday of this week, earnings came out for Roblox Corporation, and they had what I call an earnings blast. So if you see the chart here, the stock had been basically sideways trading, which means it traded about flat or slightly ahead for the last month almost. And then when we got to November 8th, all of a sudden when trading opened, actually it closed November 8th at $77.02. But when trading opened on November 8th, it shot up all the way to $102 a share. So when you see this, you may say, okay, yeah, that's a nice gain, but where do you pull this $1,000 in 10 minutes? Well, actually, for every stock that's out there, every stock has options. And I'm going to give a brief overview of options. There's a ton of videos out on YouTube about options. So this video will, I guess, add to become one of thousands out there, but this is going to be just a very high level overview. So this company, Roblox, if you look at Yahoo Finance here, and if you go to the options tab, there's a whole list of call and put options. And basically what these are derivative investments. Now, I know when I use that term, I probably lost half of my audience, but the thing you need to focus on is that a lot of money can be made in these. And I'm talking quick gains, not long-term gains, not waiting years to see gains. I'm talking quick money. So that's where this $1,000 in 10 minutes concept, that's where this comes from. So if you take Roblox, you see all these option instruments here. And it's difficult sometimes to do research on options because there's not a lot of refined ways to search for them. So like a stock, all you do is type in the ticker symbol. You can even Google the ticker symbol and you'll find the price that it closed at that day. And you'll be able to find a standard chart of what the stock is traded at going back as far as it will go. But the basic structure of an options ticker, it's got about, I believe, let's see, I'll go through one here real quick. So Roblox is the example company we're using. So RBLX is the ticker, and you see these first four letters here where my mouse is. That's the ticker, RBLX. 21 is the year, 11 is the month, and 12 is the day. So actually, when you see call options for November 12th, this is actually the expiration date for this call option. And then the C means call. And then there's about 6 or 7 digits after it. And that's typically the price. So over here, you see this thing that says strike. This is the strike price, meaning that this is the price that the stock would have to trade at for the option to be in the money. So this is an outlier, obviously, because the stock obviously is trading at over $100 a share. So if you look down here, these are the more exciting ones down here, because as you see, $100 and $105 strike price, these are up. This one's up 541% and 535%. So now you're starting to see the possible percent gains in something like this. And what I call this phenomenon, this is what I call an earnings blast. So you see the earnings chart here over to the right under my awesome face. You see this company missed earnings the last 3 quarters, and then it just barely beat earnings in quarter 3. but it crushed earnings in Q4, which was reported November 8th. This company's seeing solid revenue and solid earnings from that revenue. And if we go quarterly, you can see that information too. But these situations lead to this over here when you see a 535% gain. Now, the example one that I'm actually talking about has an expiration a week later, so November 19th. Now, again, this is not in any way investment advice. This is just reviewing things conceptually. I'm not on here to give advice. Whatever tips anybody may perceive from this is in the eyes of the beholder, meaning the audience. So remember, I'm just a guy on YouTube that may or may not know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so if we go down to, let's see, is it this one? Let me go back to my main screen. With all the digits that these instruments have, it's hard to memorize. Like, you can memorize a ticker symbol, but let's see, this is the one here. $9.44. But the interesting thing you're going to see about this is that it was like $1 something. So if somebody hypothetically got into this last month, they were really in the red, and they were about to see this thing expire worthless on the 19th, because that's what happens with options. If you don't make a quick move, they expire worthless. So if anyone is going to get into an option position, they would have to make a quick move. Basically, the idea is that the stock is going to either make a bullish or a bearish run. This video, I'm mainly going to focus on call options. Obviously, there's put options, and there's all kinds of other strategies, straddles, collars, strangles, all kinds of stuff. One strategy that Warren Buffett famously follows, which I'll get into in future videos. Again, I'm planning on continuing to do this, and I'm planning on uploading a regular slate of videos every week, but I'm still kind of learning stuff. I just now got this screen share stuff down, so I don't have to stand in front of my TV screen to do this. So I started this channel doing some kind of unconventional and creative things to get videos out, and I'm improving as I learn. I'm a believer in not waiting until the perfect day to do something. I like to just dive in and start and learn as I go. And you know what? If I get slightly embarrassed, so be it. That's how we learn, right? So, and hopefully looking down the road a couple of years when my channel's hopefully taken off, people watching, anyone that watches my channel can look back and maybe be inspired to do this too. So anyway, with all of that being said, this is the particular option in question here, November 19th expiration. And I just want everyone to see here, see the Yahoo data is not great. You can't really go like you can on a stock to see 5 days. You can only see like intraday trading. So the metrics on options are not a perfected tool unless you use like Ameritrade's platform, Thinkorswim. I could pull that up on here for my next video, but for now I'm going to try to make this work. So if you look at, so November 1st down here, this was at 68 cents per, and this isn't like in a stock. In terms of a stock, you say per share. In terms of an option, you say per contract. So this was trading at 68 cents per contract. So for those jumping ahead of me a little bit, you see 68 cents here, and you notice the price that it closed at of $9.44 today. That's like over a 10x gain. So anyone holding here that was facing the prospect of this thing expiring worthless was very happy that this took off based on an earnings blast. So if you go back to November 8th, anyone holding this here probably went ahead and dumped it as soon as it opened up, because they couldn't believe that they actually had a shot at being profitable in this thing. They thought they were going to lose their investment. But what you see from November 8th onward it increased by a factor of 6 from there. So with these things, it's tricky. It's not like a stock where you can do technical analysis. You can look at the candlestick charts like I went over the basics of in one of my first videos. If you haven't checked that out, please do. With a stock, you know, there you can do technical analysis and you can pinpoint a buy and sell point. With options, it's a little bit more tricky because it's based on an underlying stock and you never know for sure what the stock may or may not do. But if I go to the chart here, this will pull up a candlestick chart for me. And yeah, you see right here towards the end. Now let me see, maybe I don't know Yahoo Finance as well as I thought. I might actually be able to get, I may actually contradict what I just said a second ago on this chart. Okay, yes, so look at this. I'm gonna contradict myself a bit. So you can see 1 month or 5 days on this candlestick chart setting. So that's perfect. So you can use the candlestick setting to see, well, this is showing 5 days, but if I go to 1 month, okay, so it shows like a 1 month view. So I can tweak it. But the idea, what you want to focus on here, what I want you to focus on is how much this shot up here. And see, this is a bullish candlestick, slightly bearish and bullish, but overall way up. So in that example option that I went over, anyone holding this at the time that the earnings blast occurred, when the market opened on the 9th of November at 9:30 a.m., they would have seen at least $1,000 gain in 10 minutes. So that's how something like that happens. Anyway, so that's a basic intro to options. We'll get way more in depth on it going forward. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And thank you all so much for following this. And please keep an eye out for my future videos. I'm going to try to get back on schedule and hopefully at least do 2 videos per week. But for now, the past couple weeks, it's just been 1 video per week. So anyway, keep an eye out. Stay tuned for my next videos. And thanks for watching and hope you have a great weekend. Thank you.